and it's rainy day. It's raining heavily outside. I hope so. Signal will stay with us. So just see here, okay? I'm going to drive last topic. We left last topic in our last class. We left with PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. This PV is equal to nRT. We call this one as your ideal gas equation. PV is equal to nRT. R should not be now new thing for you because R is a gas constant. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to drive a relation between density and molecular mass. Not molecular mass, sorry. If I write on molecular mass, it will become wrong. I must write down here between the density and molar mass. Molar mass is the mass of 1 mole of a substance, that is Avogadro's number of particles. Density and molar mass of a gas. So what I'm going to do, very simply we can derive the relation. I'm going to write down PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. Or I can write down from here nRT is equal to PV. And I'm going to just bring it down here. And P we are going to take, I'm going to write down like this, N by V is equal to P over RT. I hope so. It should be simple thing and clear to all of you. N by V is equal to P over RT. N by V, N is what? N is the number of moles. N is the number of moles. What are these number of moles? Number of moles means given mass over molecular mass. Given mass over molecular mass. So N will be is equal to small m divided by capital M. Small m is the given mass. Small m is the given mass and capital M is the molar mass. Mass of 1 mole of a substance. This is number of moles. So what I'm going to do now, N by V. N is given mass over molar mass. So I'm going to change small m by number of moles, that is small m, capital M, V is equal to P over RT. P over RT. After this m by small m is a given mass, okay? Given mass, molar mass, volume, P by RT. M by V, mass per unit volume will be D, that is density. Mass per unit volume will be D, okay? Little reflection of light is there, don't worry. Let me shift it like this. It is D, density. M by V is equal to D, that is your density. After this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the value here in a density. So it will become your D by molar mass capital M is equal to P by RT. Capital D by M is equal to P by RT. Further, what can I do? I can find out D from here. D will be is equal to P by RT. P by RT into M. D will be is equal to P by RT. P by RT. D is equal to P by RT into M. Let's see it. D is the density of the gas. T is the pressure. R is the gas constant. T is the temperature. And M is the molar mass. M is the molar mass. Just see it again. D is density. P is pressure. R is the gas constant. T is the temperature. And M is the molar mass. Molar mass of a gas that we are going to consider. Or same way, I can just little bit change this relation. M I can find out from here. M will be is equal to D R T divided by P. Same way, nothing too much I've done it here. M you can find out from here. M will be is equal to DRT by P. So this is basically a relation between the density and molar mass of a gas. You can get a question for the density and you have to drive our final relation you must be knowing for the solving the numerical. D is equal to P by RT into M. M is equal to DRT by P. So this way we can find out the density and molar mass of a gas. I hope so. It's very simple. There should be no query. If any there, please ask. Okay, just take few seconds. Just ask if anyone having a doubt. I think so. It's very simple one. You're able to get this one easily. Okay, I will just move ahead. We are going to do the next topic now. Nature of a gas constant R. Little bit we will work for the nature of the gas constant R. Just be focused on a board. Nature of a gas constant. Nature of gas constant, capital R. That is your, we run right now, constant, gas constant. We are going to discuss its nature. We are going to discuss the nature of gas constant. Nature of gas constant. So just 1 minute. Just listen to me carefully. Please focus. Very, very important thing for you. Not a topic, announcement. Please listen to me carefully. Be focused. Be focused. Everyone, be focused. Your Wednesday test. Tomorrow you have the chemistry test. It will be totally MCQ. It will be totally MCQ. Okay, I told you earlier it consists of subjective and objective, but now we are going to change the pattern. It will be MCQ only. It will be consist of 20 MCQs only. It will not be 15 question now. It will be 20 MCQs only, and it will be tomorrow. You're knowing it. Okay, so please take care of this thing. Now you have to prepare MCQs only. Your test will be based on whatever we have done last week and only based on MCQs. Just take care. Now we'll come back here. We have to discuss the nature of gas constant R. Nature of gas constant R. So what is the meaning of nature? Just see on a board and stay with me. We have done the equation PV is equal to nRT. From there I can write down R is equal to PV over NT. R is equal to PV over NT. Further, P means pressure here. Pressure, V means volume, N number of moles, and T is the temperature. Pressure, volume, moles, and temperature. Further, we are going to find out the nature. Find out the nature, I'm just going to derive one relation. Pressure is basically force per unit area. Pressure is force per unit area into volume whole divided by moles, number of moles, into temperature. Further, what I'm going to do, area, okay, I'm going to write down area is basically length square, force divided by, it will be length square into volume will be length cube whole divided by moles into temperature. Volume L cube, we are knowing it, okay, and force length into this one, so it will length square and this will cancel out. What we are left with? We are left with, it will be equal to force into length, force into length divided by moles into temperature. Force into length into moles into temperature. Force into length, I know that this is force into length is work. Force into displacement, okay, that is work. So work will be divided by number of moles into temperature. Now this temperature, you have to be specified. This temperature will be absolute temperature. That is temperature in the Kelvin scale. It should be absolute temperature that we done in Charles' law. So R is equal to work mole into temperature. Temperature should be absolute temperature. So how can I define the R? R is the work done. This R is the work done per mole. R is basically the work done per mole per degree, work done per degree per mole, you can say. R is a work done per degree per mole. Per degree per mole. That is your R. That is the nature of R. R is a work done per degree per mole. That is your basically R. That is the nature of work of R. Just see here, I'm just going to derive the relation from the beginning. R is equal to, it is your PV over NT, pressure into volume, moles into temperature. Pressure will be force per unit into volume, mole into temperature. Area we converted length square, length cube cancels out, mole into temperature. Force into length, mole into temperature. Force into length is work, mole into temperature. So basically what is R? R is a work done per mole per degree. Yeah, R is a work done per mole per degree or per degree per mole. That is a R if you want to discuss the nature of the R. So it is a very simple topic. Anything please here? Rishabh?
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Okay, okay, done. Great, great. Okay, great. Please feel free to ask questions. Any questions you're having, just go through it. No problem at all. Kiranmoy, everything is fine?
Yes, sir.
Next, yeah, great. Okay. Dalton's law. Dalton's law of partial pressure we are going to discuss. Dalton's law of, you have to solve the numericals based on these laws, okay? You have to practice. I'm just discussing with you the basic things. You have to open NCERT. You have to open some book from where you can able to solve the numericals. Till the time you're not able to solve the numericals, you're not able to clear your basics up to that much extent. So please solve numericals, do the conceptual questions. Okay, Dalton's law of partial pressure. What is this Dalton's law of partial pressure? I'm just going to discuss with you statement, then we are going to derive a relation. The total pressure exerted by the mixture of, let me write down here, total pressure exerted by the mixture of non-reacting gases, very, very important thing, non-reacting gases. This is very, very important. Gases should not react with each other. The total pressure exerted by the mixture of non-reacting gases is equal to the sum total of partial pressure of sum total of the partial pressure of individual gases. Sum total of partial pressure of individual gases. In simple words, what is this Dalton's law of partial pressure? It means that suppose in a container, this container I'm going to take, closed container obviously, okay, closed container we are going to take, and I'm going to fill this container with the gases A, B, C and D. Four gases I'm going to fill, A, B, C, D. Important, these gases should not react with each other. They should not react with each other, because they will react, then definitely some chemical reaction will go on and it will not work out. Dalton law will not going to work out. So the gases must be non-reacting. These gases must be non-reacting. Having, suppose pressure, this is PA, this is PB, this is PC, this is PD. This pressure PA, PB, PC and PD, this pressure we called as your partial pressure. These are all partial pressure. Partial pressure. I hope so, you're knowing it. What is partial pressure? Partial pressure is basically the pressure. Partial pressure will be basically the pressure exerted by, suppose if I want to discuss the partial pressure of gas A, then partial pressure of gas A will be the pressure exerted by the gas A when all these gases are not present inside it. B is a partial pressure when only B is present. C is a partial pressure when only C is present. D is a partial pressure when only D is present. Whatever amount we are having, that is a partial pressure. Partial pressure is a pressure exerted by a gas, okay, by a gas when it is a mixture only, okay. This we call as partial pressure. And what is Dalton's law? If I will discuss Dalton's law, then what is Dalton's law? Dalton's law, PT. Total pressure inside this container, we have the 4 gases A, B, C, D. So total pressure will be, it will be our PA plus PB plus PC plus PD. This is Dalton's law of partial pressure. The total pressure exerted by the mixture of non-reacting gases is equal to the sum total of partial pressure of individual gases. Okay, these are the partial pressure of individual gases. Pressure exerted by the gas A, okay, in a container in which we have the mixture, that we call it as partial pressure of A. Pressure exerted by the gas B in a mixture, okay, that we call as partial pressure of B, partial pressure of C, partial pressure of D. Sum total will be is equal to PT will be is equal to PA plus PB plus PC plus PD. It will be is equal to sum total of all the partial pressures. Questions, please. I'm going to derive relation. Before that, please ask question if someone is having. Okay, I hope so. I can just
Clear,
move
sir.
ahead. Okay, simple thing. Okay, just see here. I'm just moving ahead. Just be focused on a board. We are going to drive on relation to Dalton's law only. I'm going to discuss, we are discussing Dalton's law only, and I'm going to discuss Dalton's law. Mathematical relation we are going to drive. So what I will consider, suppose we are going to consider temperature T, 3 gases are enclosed in a volume V. I'm going to draw diagram this side. This is a container, closed container. If it is closed container, it is having a volume V and temperature T. Closed container having volume V, temperature T, and we are having a 3 gases, gas A, gas B, gas C, 3 gases, having number of moles, having pressure and number of moles, P1, P2, P3, number of moles N1, N2, N3. 3 gases, they are present in a container. All the 3 gases are non-reacting, having pressure, partial pressure P1, P2, P3, number of moles N1, N2, and N3. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just sorry, I'm going to just apply PV is equal to nRT. From PV and nRT, I can write down for first gas, pressure P1 will be is equal to N1 RT by V. Anyone having a doubt, please ask. What I've done for the first gas, for the gas A, I'm going to apply ideal gas equation, that is PV is equal to nRT. V and T, okay, V and T is same for the gas A, B, C, all the 3 gases. Only difference between the pressure, number of moles. So P1 is equal to N1 RT by V. This will be equation 1. Similarly, for P2, I am going to write down, it will be N2 RT by V, and for P3, it will be is equal to N3 RT by V. This is equation 2, this is equation 3. Partial pressure, okay, P1 is a partial pressure of gas A, P2 is a partial pressure of gas B, P3 is a partial pressure of gas 3. From PV is equal to nRT, that is ideal gas equation, we derive this relation. P1 will be is equal to N1 RT, P2 is equal to N2 RT by V, P3 is equal to N3 RT by V. Now I am going to apply the Dalton's law of partial pressure. According to Dalton's law of partial pressure, total pressure will be is equal to the P1 plus P2 plus P3. Total pressure will be is equal to the P1 plus P2 plus P3. So from here I can find out P total is equal to, instead of P1 I am going to write down N1 RT by V plus N2 RT by V plus N3 RT by V. Then RT by V is constant, so I'm going to write down P total will be is equal to N1 plus N2 plus N3. Outside will be your RT by V. P total will be is equal to N1 plus N2 plus N3, and here I will get the RT by V. This equation I will say, this equation is 4. 1, 2, 3. This equation is fourth. Now what I'm going to do, this diagram I'm not reading it. Okay, so I'm going to remove it from here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to divide equation 1 by 4. I'm going to divide equation 1 by 4. Dividing equation 1 by 4. I'm going to divide equation 1 by 4. Dividing equation 1 by 4. It's okay, just vision is little less up there. Don't worry, we're going to divide equation 1 by 4. So it will be your P1 by P total. P1 by P total. Equation 1 by equation 4. Equation 1 is N1 RT by V. So I'm going to write down here is equal to N1 RT by V. N1 RT by V. N1 RT by V. And this P total, okay, so P total, it will become your, P total will become, it will be into V by RT into N1 plus N2 plus N3. P1 divided by P total will be equal to N1 RT by V into V over RT, N1 plus N2 plus N3. V and V cancel out, RT by RT cancel out. It will be P1 by P total will be equal to N1 divided by N1 plus N2 plus N3. Eric, what is this? N1 divided by N1 plus N2 plus N3. Be fast. Time is running.
Mole fraction, sir.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Shabash. P1 by P total. Then P1 by P total. You know that this is a mole fraction. Xi1. Mole fraction of the component 1. So what can I say? From here I can say, I can derive a relation ki partial pressure will be equal to P total into x1. P total into x1. P total. Partial pressure of component 1 will be equal to P total multiplied by the mole fraction. So generalized, I can write down for each component. For P2, it will be equal to P total into x2, that is mole fraction second component. P3 will be equal to P total into x3. So partial pressure, we just using a Dalton's law, what we've done, we derived a partial pressure. Partial pressure will be equal to total pressure multiplied with mole fraction. Like x1 is there, x2 is there, x3 is there. We are going to multiply and we are going to get the partial pressures. This is basically a derivation from the Dalton's law. Let's start see from the beginning. What we done, we discussed Dalton's law of partial pressure. Okay, according to Dalton's law, for a different gases, they are present in a container having volume V and temperature T. Then I can apply the ideal gas equation, that is P1 is equal to N1 RT, P2 is equal to N2 RT, P3 is equal to N3 RT. Total will be equal to P1, P2 and P3. So we are going to add them together. We are going to find out total pressure. From total pressure, we can find out the partial pressure. We divided the partial by total and we reached at the relation P1 by total is equal to x1. x1 is the mole fraction of component. So P2 is equal to P2 total into x2. P3 is equal to P total into x3. So simply I can say the partial pressure will be equal to the total pressure multiplied by the mole fraction. Total pressure multiplied by the mole fraction. This is Dalton's law. Numerical, you have to solve it. Yes, questions please. We are left with less time. Question? Harnoor, is it clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else having any questions? Yashika?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Now, last topic for today. Need a focus. It is a little bit different. So just see and be focused. That is aqueous tension. From Dalton's only, we have to discuss. It's very, very important. Aqueous tension. Aqueous tension. It is just like, it's not surface tension. It is not surface tension. It is aqueous tension. What is the meaning of this aqueous tension? Okay. How we are going to discuss this aqueous tension? Whenever we are going to collect a gas, then generally we collect the gas over a water, yeah, volatile solvent. Here we are going to collect over the water, and here I'm going to just keep a inverted. Just let me keep one inverted tube, and some here I'm producing the gas, and I'm just collecting the gas over the water like this. Some gas is coming from here, and we are collecting the gas here. Okay, from here we are collecting. Here gas will be collected. I want to discuss with you the concept of aqueous tension. What is this aqueous tension? Especially I'm discussing aqueous tension. Aqueous tension means whenever we are going to just gas, whenever we have to just suppose gas, you are going to in chemical process, you produce some gas. After producing this gas, you are going to pass through the water tub, your water bath, and then after displacement from here, you are going to collect it here. Okay, just a little bit. I need to keep it this one pipe down. Only then it will be dissolved the impurities, and then it will go up like this. Okay, it is collected like this, little bit. Okay, not exactly, but they are collected like this. So what happened when this gas is collected here? Okay, the gas is collected here. With this gas collected here, this water is present. This water is volatile. This water is volatile. Volatile means it can be easily converted to the vapor state. Water is volatile. So what will happen with this gas? There will be cross. I'm going to put. There will be water vapors also. With gas, the water vapors must also be present. We are collecting a gas in inverted tube here. We are collecting over the water. Gas, after purification, gas will be collected here, that's fine. But with the gas, we are going to get the water vapors also. Here, water vapors are also there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write down here moist gas. Moist gas, this one gas, okay? This one gas that we called as your moist gas. Moist gas contain what? It contain dry gas. Dry gas, the small dots I represent, it contain dry gas, plus it contain the water vapors. Moist gas contain dry gas plus the water vapors, or I will say pressure of the moist gas. Pressure of the moist gas will be equal to what? Will be equal to pressure of the dry gas plus pressure of the water vapors, because both are present there. Or we can call this pressure of the moist gas will be equal to pressure of dry gas, and the pressure of this water vapors, okay, that we can call it as aqueous tension. This pressure of the water vapors, okay, that we call as aqueous tension, or simply you can say pressure of dry gas. If you want to find out the pressure of a gas alone, pressure of a dry gas, okay, pressure of dry gas, that will is equal to the pressure of the moist gas minus aqueous tension. First thing that must be clear to you, what is aqueous tension? Aqueous tension is basically the pressure of the water vapors, okay, water vapors that is collected over it, aqueous tension. Second thing is that, like we have the logarithmic table, we have the values of R table. We